Peace to hers. What's up? It's your boy Eru, host of the Dynex podcast, back again with another podcast. A little early today, about 6:15 or so. I'm gonna talk about some Knicks development, man. So a couple things I want to get off my chest as far as players is concerned and stuff. So without further ado, it's your boy Eru, host of the Dynex podcast for a little early episode. Let's go. Hey man, so welcome again to the new to the podcast here. 6 15 or so. So I mean, like, guys that know I broke my pinky toe, man. So I'm gonna be out for like 6 to 8 weeks. So if anybody has any feedback or comments on what times you would like me to come on, because I usually come on about 9:30. Me and State are going on at 9:30 tonight. So I usually go on around that time. But like I said, I'm gonna be home. I ain't gonna be working, so I'm gonna have time to do more shows. So if anybody's interested in 6 o'clock pods or maybe a little earlier than that, please hit me up and we can talk about that, man. So anyway, let's talk about some Knicks, man. Before we get into it, I got another shirt here from the DiaNicks.com. It's keep the Knicks name out your mouth. Okay. I've been wearing that shirt for a while. As you can see, it's wrinkled. I leaving it wrinkled. One, because I'm lazy. Number two is because I had it for a while. Just letting you know I had it for a minute. The Hero on the other side. But anyway, I just want to talk about the videos and stuff that people have been posting. One in particular is your boy Cam Reddish. Now, Cam Reddish, I love Cam Reddish. A lot of people are they keep these certain players that I'm going to be talking about. They keep them on a pedestal. So Cam Reddish is one of those guys, man. I get it. I'm a fan of him. I want him to succeed in this and the other. To me, I think he's like an X factor. I got the second screen up here for the YouTube here. So I'll just play the video and I'll just get a feel of what we're looking at here. So let me just to put the sound up. Like, whoever was recording must have been his dad.
Flash.
Splash.
Cam.
Yeah, Cam. It's got to be his dad. Let me turn this to off because I mean the dude is a professional basketball player. I mean, so these guys, playing against these regular players, these are just regular players. He's just trying to get a little sweat. He just probably pulled up to a gym and say, "Hey, can I get next?" Or just started running with them. It looks like maybe a college gym or something, or intramural kind of thing here. I'm not exactly sure, but he's just trying to get off, get a little sweat. He's not doing anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything new. He has a good pull up game. He has a good fade game. He can get past guys. He doesn't really do a lot anything too fancy. Wasn't trying to get up and jump too high. He's not really working himself too hard. He just kind of just getting a sweat. He got on long johns for Christ's sake with the Knicks shorts. If anybody has access to these Knicks shorts, I want them because I've only been able to see the Philadelphia ones in the same color. Philadelphia and Golden State and the Knicks, they all share the same color, man. So I really want a pair of these practice shorts. And I'm quite sure you guys want them too, man. So it's just interesting. It's nothing crazy here. Little behind the bag, pull up. He just doing regular stuff. This is regular dudes, man. He's not trying to get hurt. Little alley oop. They didn't really get up too high, just kind of like going through the motions a little bit. So anyway, that's cool. So this is Immanuel Quickley. I'll get into him in a second, but it's good to see these players air it out in the summertime. And a lot of these games are for free. Like I said, Cam Reddish might have pulled up to a gym or something like that, and then regular players get to play against an NBA player. And they of course they want to test themselves against them, or whatever, or they just realize this guy's just trying to get a sweat. And let me not get too crazy with it. So I mean, the person on the video, like I said, he got to be his dad, man. Because not for nothing, a lot of Knicks fans have reacted the same way, especially on Twitter. Twitter's always the barometer for what people can instantly make a comment, whatever. So people are saying a lot of crazy stuff based on that, based on that. Oh, he needs to start now. He needs to do this. But look who he's playing against, man. This is just regular competition, and he's just really just getting a sweat. He probably was like traveling on the road and stuff and needed a gym to work out and just found that gym and just went to work out. That's probably what happened. So I want to talk about quickly though. Quickly actually played in the Pro Am league in the what do you call the DMV area. So this is the Brunson League. So this league is actually one of the better leagues in the area. There's been a lot of big players that it's came here to play. So let me just put the same video up that I had. So this is quickly here. Just watch a little bit of it. What I like about it is that this league like this is kind of like the Drew League. It's not really a league like this, organized inside like this in New York City. I guess that Pro City League, it used to be really good. The Pro City League in New York used to be at Hunter College. That used to be a really good league, man, for those that really know what's up with that. But it's interesting. The physical league, high caliber league. I believe the guy that guarded that's right there, number 21 that quickly was guarding. I think he had like 30 something, whatever. Quickly also had 30 something. So it's just good for him to get the competition, the physicality and stuff like that. So this is what it is. These guys, you can't really look at it too crazy because this is just guys getting a sweat. These are NBA players that play 82 games, 48 minutes, against the high caliber players of the world. So this is just these guys showing up to these gyms and just trying to get their feet wet, trying to keep their feet on the ground, and touch the people that the people see them play and really test the hunger. I know if I was playing, here's a more close up of him. Like I know if I was playing professional, I would want to play in these pro am leagues just so I can taste and breathe the same air these hungry basketball players are breathing. Because I'm quite sure these guys totally lose it after time, from getting all the money and all the attention and just living the high lifestyle of a professional basketball player. So a lot of things given to them, as far as like nutrition wise, they get a lot of free stuff, the best facilities and stuff like that. So it's fun to touch the ground and just really be around guys that are trying to be where you at. It keeps you hungry. So that's the only thing I really see with Emmanuel Quickly. But one thing with Emmanuel Quickly, I see physically he looks bigger, bro. He was a skinny dude to begin with, but I feel like he got his pro weight up. So, I'm talking about he's too small, too little, that's like the new shit now. But you can see him like grab, the guy was like, being physical with him, he was able to rock it up. Shout out to this KNYT for that clip there. So I mean it's interesting, man. Let me take this off for a second. So I mean, shout out to Quickly. All right, here's one thing I want to say before I go on. Was Brunson worth the 100 million? Because if Quickly now in year three is showing the ability to improve to the degree that he's been doing. Like I said, physically he's getting bigger. He's been able to show ability to get to the basket, not with just floaters or not with just his first step. He's showing a little bit of bop. Being able to finish inside without having to be a floater. I didn't see not one flow in any of those highlights. So that's interesting, man. So this is the evolution of a player. A guy that's already good. You want to talk about efficiency? I'll talk about efficiency with one player at the end. I'm quite sure you guys know what I'm going to talk about. But Quickly has always been efficient straight across the board since he came into the NBA as a rookie. So now in year three, it really just comes down to him being physically ready and harnessing little moves and stuff. He already had a floater, which is elite. And then he added more stuff to it. Along with the strength. So is Quickly ready to be the starting point guard? I know people condemned him to be the sixth man, so everybody's saying, oh, he's going to be the sixth man again next year. Hey, man, let me just throw Derrick Rose out there. Let me throw Cam out there, because Cam is going to push RJ to the two, and then, like I said, Quentin Grimes is who I'm going to talk about next. There's quite a few players that's you know that's fighting for playing time. You're talking about Fournier, like I said, Derrick Rose too. So it's interesting, man. So let me just move on here a little bit to talk about Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes right now, when I first was introduced to him, when in the Knicks summer league, the first year, I said he was hot garbage, and he was hot garbage that first game. He didn't put the ball on the floor. He didn't really put the ball on the floor at all that whole first summer. And I'm like, this guy's a high school All American. He just came from the Final Four and this, that, and the other. So I was expecting a little bit more. And he didn't want to put the ball on the floor. He didn't really drive like that. He didn't really get up high enough. He didn't have no take moves. Everything is just a jump shot. So, it's nice to see the jump shot because you don't really see guys in the NBA shoot it like the way he shoots it. The way he shoots it, it brings excitement, when you see it. It reminds you of Allen Houston. It reminds you of all the great shooters that have like, that jump shot that just like textbook. Every time he shoots it's the same way. Never deviates from the way he shoots, man. So I think that's the more exciting thing about Quentin Grimes. But let me just check this real quick. Yeah, just making sure that the audio is on. Sometimes I got more than one mic on. So anyway, let's just play the video here of Quentin Grimes. So this is him number where is he at? He's coming up here at top of the key. Fake dribble inside, little dime to Jericho. That dime thing, he's really good at passing the ball, but not that way though. Him going over the shoulder, in point guard positions and stuff. So let's see what's the next play. That's the problem of watching these G League videos. They keep playing the same play. Look at this, like 7 times straight, man. Come on, man. Yeah, so here's another play. It's him playing defense. Is number 6. Was able to get a hand on the ball to cause the disruption. Here he's in the open court. Now last year, he would just pull up from three. He would come down and just pull up from three. That time he was able to get the ball up. That's the pro moves that they're teaching everybody. So it's good to see him utilizing those skills. Here he goes on defense again. That was Farron Hunt was able to get a hand on it, and he was able to secure it. Push the ball up. Instead of just pulling up and giving up his dribble, he was able to get inside and float and do a nice up and under right hand layup on the left hand side, which I hate. I don't understand why guys just don't lay it up with the left. It's so much harder to do that right hand over the head layup. But anyway, this is exciting to look at, man, because you can see this guy. He showed no first step last year. Even during the season, he didn't show any first step. Now he shows that as soon as he makes that move, that he's like past the guy already. So that's interesting. A couple other things too that didn't really show up in the summer league. There was a mixtape of his that was going around from his trainer, and it was actually showing him doing a lot of stuff that I've never seen him do. In between the leg moves, behind the back moves, spin moves and all kind of stuff, and freezing guys on the stutter step and stuff. Those are things that I didn't really see him do that I expect from shooting guards. So I mean, to show that he's willing to get better now, in his career is exciting to me too. So this is another guy that, like, where does he fit? When he shows at the training camp, yeah, I would love to go to training camp. I would love to get a part-time job, maybe with the Knicks. Maybe I can mop the floors or be a ball boy or something like that, or dust off the floor before everybody starts, sweep up. I would love to do that because I mean, this guy, the competition of these guys, I want to see where they fall. I want to see who really wants to play, who really wants to spot, and I want to see who's going to compete. Because I mean, if Quentin Grimes is that guy, if he's going to ascend to be the person that a lot of people think, they keep saying Klay Thompson, which is kind of blasphemous in a way, but I could totally see it. I could totally see Quentin Grimes becoming a starting shooting guard in the NBA. He has the skill set for it. He plays defense, high motor, leadership qualities is off the charts as well. So I could totally see him doing that. Comes from a great family. His brother plays hockey, and this, that, and the other, man. So athletically, these guys are professional. They come from a professional athletic family. So he's ready. He's gonna be ready to compete. So I could see him taking that two guard spot. And if he did take the two guard spot, then you slide RJ to the three. Now that causes a problem for Cam Reddish because Cam Reddish gets slid down to the backup three spot, which isn't bad. Fournier might slide over to the two guard spot. You still got Derrick Rose, still got Quickly. So it's a log jam, man. There's a log jam. We have one extra player. Now, if we trade for Donovan Mitchell, that's a whole nother can of worms there. But I just want to talk about our guys, man. I'm really excited about what I see from the guys that I mentioned so far. Even though I mentioned Cam Reddish, that he was just kind of going through the motions. This is his real chance to like show that he's an NBA player. Right now, 18 points a game as a starter with Atlanta. We all know what he can do. But when I look at him, I look at a guy like I think of a guy like Stacey Augmon. For those that are older, they remember Stacey Augmon was good, but Stacey Augmon could not get off of that 14 points a game in his career. He could not get off of that, and it has nothing to do with his skill set because Stacey Augmon had a good skill set. Another guy too. I don't want to mention his name because he did pass away, but Malik Sealy, guy rested dead. He was good too. I feel like he was starting to ascend also. But Malik Sealy is another guy that kind of reminds me of Cam. Just he has all the skill sets. He has the length, the prototypical size for the three spot in the NBA. All eras. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, maybe through his personality or just the way that he plays, whatever, it just doesn't really translate to be that top tier starter that everyone wants him to be. But he doesn't have to be though. He could just be an NBA starter or NBA rotational player. So that would be good, man. So I mean, the minimum Cam Reddish, I want to see him do that, contribute to the rotation if he isn't traded for Donovan Mitchell. So that's like I said, it's another thing. So let's get into the meat of this here now. I want to talk about RJ Barrett. So I mean, shout out to State. Like I said, me and State are going on at 9:30. So I mean, I got to talk about RJ. I'm not the biggest fan of RJ, but if I could be clear, I'm not the biggest fan of any of our players, to tell you the truth. I'm not a stand for any player. For those that watch this podcast, I don't cap for none of these guys, man. I'm a fan of the Knicks, and that's it. Shout out to the American Express. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your credit. Don't blow up your credit. You're gonna need it one day. So anyway, look at his names: Maple Mamba, Ducky, Headband Rose, Star J, Broadway Barrett, Duke of York. I mean, come on, man. The dude has always been good. I'm gonna give his props. I'm not gonna shit on him either, man. But there's some things that are alarming, man. Efficiency, right? Efficiency. This is where all the RJ fans hang up on me or follow me to the comments so they can rag on me about it. But yo, man, look at EFG percentage, right? This is field goal. This is effective field goal percentage. This is a statistic that adjusts the fact that a 3-point field goal is worth more than a 2-point field goal. Okay, you got that right. He shoots 46% for that. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't like that stat, but it kind of it paints a picture of what's going on here. Look at his 3-point percentages. 34%, career 35. That's all right. 40% from the field. From the field, 40% from the field. That's no good for shooting for a small forward, bro. A lot of people say they want him to be a shooting guard, but that's still not good for a shooting guard either. At least by minimum, that percentage needs to get up to 43, man. Get it up to 43. He's working way too hard. Also too, man. There was injuries and there was a lot of bad play last year from Julius Randle. So usage. The Knicks use RJ Barrett a little bit more out of necessity, right? So I mean, that's cool. So he ended up getting 20 points a game last year, right? But I mean, once a couple stats I want to look at: the free throw percentage. Free throw percentage. If you can't shoot free throws, that means you can't shoot at all, man. 71% from the free throw line is not good for a guy if you're expecting him to be a 20-point a game scorer, leading you to any kind of winning. 74%, 61 his first year. 74 last year. Seems like it was going up, but then it dropped back down to 71. Man, come on. I mean, so it shows that there is a problem there. I don't know if it's mechanically. I don't know if it's in his head. I don't know if he just like got that Frank Ntilikina complex where he's like, I'm just gonna get better. I'm young. I'm gonna get better. I'm not worried about it. Don't worry about it. But check out the 2-point percentage for those that are paying attention to that. 2-point percentage, 43%, 45%, 44%. I was talking about Immanuel Quickley. Do you want me to put up those stats? I'll pull up those stats in a second, just so you can see these 2-point percentage marks here. 3-point percentage, he was 32, went up to 40, which is excellent, and then he went back down to 34. So I mean, there's a problem there. It's the same problem that he had with the free throws, and the same problem that he's having with the 2-point shots. 2-point shots has to do with anything inside of the 3-point line. Nobody really shoots mid range like that. So all this is really him driving the lane, making layups and stuff like that. If he's not really taking a lot of pull-ups from mid-range, then all these are just layups, man. And he's not good at layups. 44%, 44% for his career. These are red flags. So anyway, for his field goal percentage is 40% this year, 44 last year, and 40 the year before. Like I said, it's a problem, it's a trend, there. So one thing about by RJ Barrett, I will say, I don't want to really get too much into this, is that if he can get his field goal percentage to 43, total field goal percentage to 43 or 45, that's excellent. That means that he improved, man. Free throw percentage has to get up to 75 and stay there. I'm not asking him to get to 80, get to 75, 77, around there, and then you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? 3-point percentage, that'll work itself out too. I'm good with 34%, 35%. I'm good with 35% for his career. He can stay that way. He can get better too, but 35% I can stay with that. But to me, it's atrocious for a guy that's going to be a leading scorer or a potential leading scorer, and the guy cannot make layups, bro. Come on, man. You can't make free throws. You can't make free throws. You can't make layups, man. With a field goal percentage of 40%, that's no good for starting for a go-to guy, man. Of course, he does other things too. I'm not saying that RJ Barrett's a bad player, but this is a Knicks podcast, and I'm talking about the Knicks. This is not an RJ Barrett fan show. I'm not talking about trading RJ. I'm not talking about trading any of these players. What I'm saying? They're on our roster right now. I'm not talking about Donovan Mitchell anymore until it happens. But right now, we're dealing with these players. Shout out to Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose is ready, he's going to play. So that's pressure. That puts pressure on the minutes. So if these guys really are going to be the guys they're going to be, they need to be it now. They can't keep waiting. Oh, but next year I'll get better. Next year, but I'm just young. I'm still young. Listen, man. Before you look, how old is RJ right now? RJ was what, 19 when he came to the league? The dude is 22 now. I mean, time comes at you, bro. He was 18, going on 19. How old is he now? June. So around the draft, he had just turned. He had just had his birthday. So I mean, he was 18 coming into the league, coming into the draft, turned 19. Now he's 22. You know what I'm saying? June 14th, he turned 22. So it is what it is, man. So shout out to Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes just came right off his all on his back to take that two guard spot. RJ's a two guard. Quentin Grimes could take that spot from him and slide him over to the three. Cam Reddish could ascend and become something a little bit better that might push RJ out. I know guys don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. Like, I want all our guys to succeed. I don't want one guy to succeed over the next. That's so important, man. So I mean, if everybody succeeds, which is key, ideal. If everybody succeeds, I guarantee the Knicks will be successful. I'll say that in the playoffs, man. So that's the only thing I care about. Winning, being a respectable team, and I think all these guys are doing us a great service by being just great kids, man. Great kids, great bunch of great group of guys to follow. Cam Reddish, Quinten, IQ. Shout out to all the rest of the guys on the roster, even Fournier and some of these guys here, all great guys. Derrick Rose is in Africa right now with Georgie Dang, I think he's out there with. So I mean, we have a great roster of great people, man. Julius Randle popped up to the Bronx, man. No one, everybody was gonna curse him out and he still popped up for a free game, to get back to the fans, man. So at least he's trying. That's not enough, but I know people are only gonna hear that part of the conversation. Don't hear nothing else that I said for like the last 25 minutes. So anyway, let me say what's up to everyone in the chat. Let me get rid of this. Say what's up to everyone in the chat. Yeah, man. So I just need some feedback from everyone, man. I'm gonna be out for like 6 to 8 weeks, man, with a broken toe. So if anybody has any ideas of what times that you would like to see me pop on, I'll see if I can accommodate, man. I'm gonna be home. I can't really walk around too much. So I kind of shut down with things I was doing with the family and stuff. But it is what it is, man. I would love to hear some feedback. Also, too, if anybody would love to collaborate, I'm down with that too, man. Just hit me up. I've been hitting people up, but people be flaking, man. I'm not gonna throw names out there, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not chasing people. I just don't chase people. I do my podcast the way that I do it, and I have the people that come on. They come on because they ask me to come on. I say yes. I always say yes. And then when people say they want to come on my show, I say yes, and they come on. I'm not chasing people. I'm just not doing that. I'm not doing that for any celebrities, and I'm not doing it for regular people either. Because to me, celebrities and regular people are the same to me. So it's no here nor there. So anyway, I'm down to collaborate. So if anybody's interested in that, just hit me up. Hit me up wherever you see Dynamics Podcast. On Twitter is good, and Instagram as well. So anyway, let me shout out to everybody here. You got Canal. Canal's here for the early show. George Jones was good, man. We got Chris Rose here. Cam is rated one of the top premier defenders. That is a big thing too. I didn't mention his defense because I'm just really highlighting what was happening there. He's a really good defender. You saw that guy that drove. He just played possum, and as soon as the guy put the ball in his face, he just took it from him. That's one thing that Cam Reddish does. If you put the ball in his face, he's gonna take it. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I always tell my sons that. I'm trying to I always taught my older son, don't reach. You know what I'm saying? Wait for the guy to make a mistake. Stay centered. Look at the body for positioning. Don't look at the ball. As soon as they put that ball too close for me, take that shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell his older brother too, because he also has a older brother. Really my stepson as well. He's like 27. So when he was a kid, I used to tell him the same thing, and he used to steal the ball and fly up the court, man. So those are things that you teach kids, man. But I mean, Cam Reddish got that. Somebody must have taught him the right way. So shout out to Sherman. What's good, Sherman? And I know Sherman must be the one filling up these chats here. I'm gonna try to say hello to as much people as I can, and I'll get towards the end and try to close it up a little bit because I don't want to bore you guys with a whole bunch of comments here at the end. What Cam does that most Knicks can't is that he is not a straight line dribbler. Yes, RJ's a straight line dribbler. What's his name? Deuce McBride is a straight line dribbler. Quentin Grimes used to be a straight line dribbler. Now it seems that he has a little bit more bop too. But Cam doesn't really do a whole bunch of crossovers in between the leg stuff. He does a lot of off balance, change the direction, make you move a little bit, and then come back over it. And he does a lot of sliding and stuff. So I appreciate that style of play, man. That's a pro style of play. Not trying to waste your energy on that bullshit because he's gonna play defense on the other end. Cam looks like he's getting pretty good at I mean, getting in shape to me it's not a conversation because these guys have to get in shape. Il Max was good, man. You have to get in shape. They're professional basketball players. Like me, I'm out of shape because I'm a professional dad working, full-time worker. podcast on the side. I got a big ass family and stuff, so I don't have no time to work out. If I ever worked out, then I would not see my kids, or I would have to give up the podcast if I'm going to work out to the degree that I was working out before, which is not much. You're talking about an hour, 2 hours, you know. So you got to give up something in life as an adult. You know what I'm saying? So working out for an NBA basketball player, that this is a regular thing for them. This is as they live and breathe. Shout out to Jarrell. What's good, Jarrell? What else we got going on? Let's see if we hear any shout out to New York City in the background. Let's talk about IQ. So yeah, this is from shout out to Sim for posting that video. A lot of these guys, man, if you got a chance to go to these programs and you got NBA players there, get out there and record, man. Put it out there, and let's get the content out for everybody, man. You don't have to be a podcast to do it, man. Just put the content out there so you could be a part of this whole thing. Guys give you credit for putting up that footage. Yeah, IQ is a black hole. No, but listen, man. It got to be context. These guys are not his teammates. Probably met these guys for the first time, or probably they might be friends of his they haven't seen in a while, or whatever. Or he just pulled up and just played with a bunch of randoms. So and he's also working on his own game. So him being a black hole, is him working on his flaws. His flaws is that he can't score. With defense on him. He doesn't have an advanced bag to get himself to the basket. He proved that. He proved that he can get to the basket against in a harsh territory, and against hard defense, man. So it was a workout for him. There's nothing more than that. These guys they're pros, but they're not NBA players. So everything that you see with these workouts and stuff, it's just these guys, our guys working out, working out. Because like a regular pickup game in the YMCA is a workout for an NBA basketball player, because it does not compare to 48 minutes in an NBA basketball game. It's just a whole different tier. You know what I'm trying to say? Especially if you want to be a starter or compared to be a superstar as compared to somebody coming off the bench. Whole different tier of cardiovascular ability, man. So let's keep it moving. Quickly is very inefficient. Yeah, but that's what he's working on. See, what I'm trying to get at here is that the whole purpose of some of these things is to work on his deficiency scoring the basketball. Taking good shots. Being taking good team shots rather than just throwing it up there. Because Quickly was guilty of throwing it up there. I remember one time he was running a fast break and he went all the way to the paint, and instead of making a layup, he turned around, ran to the 3-point line, and pulled up a three. That was crazy, man. But it just shows how wild how wild and brazen that he is. But if that could be reeled in, and that's what the summer's for. The summer's for that. I wish I had it queued up, man. But this guy T Mac, he was on somebody's podcast. It's fucking motorcycle outside. But T Mac was on somebody's podcast. I think it was on New York City is driving me crazy. Yeah. So he's out of here. Freaking motorcycle. I think it was on Gilbert Arenas' show. So they was talking about, do guys even work out in the summer? It's like, come on, man. You at least come out the summer with a hook shot, jump shot, with a dribble move and a new post move or something like that. Come out the summer with something, but a lot of these guys, like Mitchell Robinson, he never gets better. It's the same play all the time. You cannot say, oh, Tom Thibodeau only lets him do it this way. You know what I'm saying? But you have to work on it. You have to work on things to the degree, because these NBA players, that's their job. For me, if I do a 12-hour shift, that's 8 hours plus overtime. So if you're a professional basketball player, regular workout for a normal person is like 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So that means that if you're doing 45 minutes as a regular person, an NBA player has to do at least double. Double for one session, and then they got to do a second session in the evening. You know what I'm saying? Along with the rest of their day. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. That's something that guys need to get into their heads about being in shape to play this game, man. Because it's a whole different level compared to what we're talking about from our perspective. From their perspective, like I said, that little 45-minute workout that you do at the gym, or maybe an hour. Oh yeah, I did an hour and a half. Yeah. Half the time you're in there looking at chicks, or on your phone, or in the sauna, or in the shower, or whatever, or sitting in the locker room, or sitting on the crunch machine on your phone. Come on, man. These NBA players, they're working out for the entire time, and getting treatment and things of that nature. So anyway, let's all right, here goes RJ. RJ is a question mark. He's still a question mark, but because the Knicks are trying to get better. Julius Randle was like fool's gold in that COVID year, the bubble year. So now leading into this year, we know what Julius Randle is. Julius Randle is not somebody that we can rely on to be a leader of this team. RJ has to be that guy, man. So as we evolve as a team, we need the other guys to get better as well, and long for RJ to get better so the team can win. I don't care about RJ, man. Yo, I don't care about Julius Randle neither, man. But my thing is the team, all of our players have to get better individually in order for the Knicks to succeed, man. It's not just on RJ. It's not just on RJ. RJ needs to do his thing, but we putting too much pressure on this kid to be more than what he needs to be. What's the dude? Luau Dang. Okay, Luau Dang for Chicago, 17 points a game for his whole career, 15, 16, 17 points a game. They didn't really average much more than that, but he was a two-way beast and he made an all-star team. So why can't RJ be that guy? Why can't RJ be the guy? Why does RJ need to be Kawhi Leonard, or why does it need to be Paul George? Why does it need to be on that level? Why do people fight for him to be this god player? Well, why can't he just get to be a good player? And then put him in a mix with five other dudes, starting, and then like four, 3 to 4 to 5 other guys coming in behind the bench, and let's win a fucking championship, man. Let's do that. Rather than talk about one guy all the time. It's or this guy's team and that guy's team. That's exactly what I'm trying to get away from by doing this podcast. Because the traditional media always talking about saviors and this, that, and the other. I want to get off of that, man. That's not the way I talk. It's not the way I was brought up. And I know a lot of you guys, for guys that follow this podcast, are not like that. You're not into that type of bullshit. You're into real stuff. You're into basketball, you're into like talking about real stuff. You're not talking about this fantasy stuff, like the fantasy is before what's real. And I don't think that's right, man. Like I said, I'm not into this podcast for that. So I mean, we're here towards the end. I'll make sure I shout out to some guys I haven't seen in a while. You got Sanga Waldron. What's good, man? Looking at your picture there. Uh I mean, I'm high. Listen, I'm gonna speak on each player the same. You know, I'm gonna speak on them the same way. Frank Ntilikina is not on the team anymore, so I have nobody to kick while they're down. Frank Ntilikina. All of our guys are good. We're not dealing with Frank Ntilikina's here. We're dealing with a lot of great kids here. Not saying that Frank Ntilikina wasn't a great kid, but talent-wise, he wasn't what people was saying that he was. He just wasn't. Sorry about that. He just wasn't. But RJ might be. Cam might be. Quentin might be. So I mean, even if they don't hit that threshold to be great, they could still be really good. Because I mean, Chauncey Billups, he has the big shot name. Is he great? Is he a Hall of Famer? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you can win championships in the NBA and not be a Hall of Famer. Was Richard Hamilton excuse me, what was his name? Rip Hamilton. Yeah, Rip Hamilton. What was he a Hall of Famer? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't. Ben Wallace, is he a Hall of Famer? You know what I'm saying? Defensive wise, he was really, really good. This guy, Rasheed Wallace, is he a Hall of Famer? If you look at Rasheed Wallace's numbers, his numbers don't match up to all the other top tier power forwards of the day. Let's keep that a buck. He was really good, but is he a Hall of Famer? No. So why can't Julius Randle be Rasheed Wallace? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about talent, scoring talent, the whole picture as a player. Why can't RJ be like a Rip Hamilton? Why can't anybody else? Brunson. Why can't Brunson be Chauncey? You know what I'm saying? Like, just go down the line to all the different players out there. One guy, before I get out of here, that I want to throw up here, somebody from Bushwick. Bushwick is gentrified now, but this is the old school Bushwick. We're talking about 60s and 70s, 80s NBA was what he got into the NBA, I think, in 1980. I'm talking about Vinnie Johnson. For those that don't know about him, I'm not going to put his stats up. Just look up Vinnie Johnson, man. He's a short guard. He first started off in Seattle. They had him playing point guard. They got him over to Detroit. He became a six-man behind. Actually, he started at first. He started at first with Isaiah Thomas, and then when Joe Dumars became Joe Dumars, Vinny went to the bench and became that guy. So I mean, is Joe Dumars a Hall of Famer? They got him as a Hall of Famer, but I don't know if he really is. They kind of like the moment makes guys better than they really are. But anyway, I think Joe Dumars was like a 50 greatest player. I guess they're talking about on the defensive end too. He didn't really get a lot of big time defensive stats. He was just a good man defender. So anyway, I mean, Vinnie Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, what I'm saying? Why can't we have a rotation like that where we just have a stacked deck? You know what I'm saying? They had Lambeer, they had a bunch of other guys too. Why can't we just have a stacked deck with a bunch of guys that are really good? And then we can still get up there and compete. You do need superstar talent to win in this NBA to win the big show. But then again, you don't, because I just mentioned that Detroit team, they didn't have no stars on that team. They had good players, but no real superstars. Superstars in the moment. As a team, they were superstars as a team, but not individually. So anyway, Knicks for clicks. Here goes Kareem Grant with a super chat. I appreciate the super chats, man. Kareem Grant. Dope picture there, Mr. Kareem. Don't let me get the other picture. Hope I didn't take it down yet. You're gonna be seeing this picture for a while. I think I'll retire it pretty soon, man. But this is the great picture there. Anyway, we have some potential good young player with a few good young vets. Yeah, man, absolutely, man. Shout out to Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes is one of the great guys that follow these podcasts out here, man. So anyway, man, like I said, man, I need some feedback from my peoples here. I'm glad to be podcasting again. Like I said, I broke my pinky toe, so I need the feedback from you guys to let me know when you guys would like to see me do some stuff. I have some ideas to throw some more content out there, but if you have also ideas for content, let me know. For those that are interested, if anybody wants to be a moderator, hit me up about being a moderator. I wouldn't mind start doing a moderator thing. Also too subscribing, like joining the podcast, to get stickers in the chat or possibly other features too. I'm interested to open up that as well. So anyway, I just want to talk to my peoples. Have talked to y'all in a while. Stay tuned for tonight, 9:30. Me and State are gonna go on, and we're gonna talk about whatever State wants to talk about. Man, that's my guy. Yo, don't you guys know that for those that follow my podcast, follow this channel. Every time me and State do a Die Hard State of Mind, isn't State a different dude? He's a different dude compared to what you see on Twitter, man. So I appreciate that he gives me that respect because he lets me go at him and he comes at me and I go at him and I appreciate it. Me and him are we're good. We're good. We have a good working relationship. I'm trying to get this guy to hang out outside the job, and my foot is broke, so I don't know how we're gonna do that. But anyway, we got some good chemistry, So I appreciate the fact that he doesn't turn our show into what he does on Twitter. What he does on Twitter is crazy, man. So anyway, shout out to State. I see you a little bit later. I see you guys a little bit later too. 9:30 tonight. Down here, State of Mind. Peace, y'all.